Good day, viewers. It may be surprising that how Bhima from Mahabharata, a Pandava prince and a warrior, married Hidimbe, a demon or a Rakshasa. Not many of you may be aware that though Hidimbe was a demon, she was a celestial being in her previous birth. Let us quickly recall this interesting story. When Pandavas fled from the burning wax house into the forest, they entered deep into the forest totally exhausted. At this time, Kunti, the mother of Pandavas, was very thirsty, and in order to fetch water for his mother, Bhima went further deep into the forest, where he found a freshwater lake. Having found one, he quenched his thirst and also prepared a container out of the leaves and twines which were available in the forest and carried it to his mother and brothers. However, when he returned to that place, he found all his brothers and also his mother sleeping soundly. He decided not to wake them up and just sat besides them just like a guard. While Bhima was waiting, another situation was slowly unfolding inside the same forest. The forest which Pandavas entered were occupied by a brother sister duo who were demons or Rakshasas. Listeners would have heard these names. They were Hidimbasura, the he demon, and his sister Hidimbe. Hidimbasura was a very powerful demon and a man eater also. As soon as Pandavas entered the forest, Hidimbasura, that is the brother demon, told his sister Hidimbe, "Oh Hidimbe, I feel the smell of human blood and flesh. Some humans must have entered the forest right now. It has been a long time since I tasted human flesh. Now I am eager to eat those humans. So please go, search them out, and bring them in so that both of us will feast human blood and flesh." Hidimbe, with her monstrous form, began searching and scouting the forest and finally eyed upon the Pandavas and Kunti. While Bhima was guarding, all others were sleeping. However, as soon as Hidimbe saw Bhima, she changed her mind. It was due to the extremely powerful personality of Bhima. He, that is Bhima, was a very tall person with a strong facial expression and a very powerful jaw, a handsome and a manly face, but at the same time, which exhibited a very calm and virtuous demeanor. Hidimbe saw he had a finely chiseled body in perfect proportion, as they say in Lakshana Shastra, with very broad and deep chest, wide shoulders matched with very strong biceps, small stomach, and powerful legs. Hidimbe says to herself, "This is the man of my dreams. This is the person whom I have to marry." Since sensuality took over her mind, she said that the prime duty of a woman like me is to search for a husband, not to listen to my brother's words. Now, such a type of person is in front of me. If I kill this person listening to my brother's words, I will not get again such a husband. So, Hidimbe through Maya Vidya, that is, these Rakshasas are all proficient in such arts like black magic and Maya and things like that. She assumed a form of a beautiful woman and walked towards Bhima with grace and modesty. Mahabharata describes she had a very clear and round face, bright and expressive eyes, curly black hairs, an attractive and smiling lips, a supple body, light cloths on her to show her figure to the advantage. And with such a type of figure, she walked towards Bhima with the shyness playing in her eyes, it seems. Bhima observed her as she approached him with astonishment and asked, "O young woman, who are you? And what are you doing here? And why have you come here late this night?" Hidimbe, in the form of a young woman, replies and tells the actual facts without any lie or deceit. She says she is a demon and she lives with her brother Hidimbasura in the same forest, and he has sent to kill all the humans and bring them to him so as to drink and eat human blood and flesh. However, O young man, that is Hidimbe says, However, O young man, after seeing you, I am truly attracted towards you and I want to marry you. Please marry me. I do not want such a handsome young person as you to be killed either by me or by my brother because I am wanting to be your wife and spend time with you. It may seem strange to the listeners here on the frank and open expression of this demonness. Demons are known to be cruel, deceitful, and will try to carry out whatever they want without any concern for others. She could have probably easily overpowered Bhima and taken him with her. This demon, Hidimbe, was just behaving like a very dharmic person, approaching and making her interest known to Bhima in a quiet and persuasive way, which is really unbecoming of a demon. Mahabharata says that Hidimbe was actually a celestial being from the heavens, but because of a curse, she had to be born as a demon. When in heavens, Hidimbe was known as Kamala Malika, and it is said she made advances or eyed the king of gods Indra himself. Sachi, who was Indra's wife, got wild about this Kamala Malika making advances towards her husband, and she cursed Kamala Malika to be born as a demon on earth. In order to get rid of this curse, Kamala Malika, it is said, prayed to Vayudeva's wife, who was known as Bharati Devi. Bharati Devi, pleased with the prayers of Kamala Malika, she says to her that in the next birth, you will be born as a Hidimbe in the forest. And when you, as Hidimbe, marries Bhima, then your curse will be lifted forever. Because Bhima was nothing but a part of Vayudeva himself. So Hidimbe, though born as a demon, had all the higher qualities of character as expected from a celestial being. Anyways, to return back to the story, Hidimbe began pestering Bhima to marry her. Bhima says that according to Dharma Shastras, of which he was a great follower, he cannot marry since his elder brother is still unmarried. For which Hidimbe replies that she is willing to kill all her brothers, save her mother and himself, so that only he will be the son to his mother and there won't be any unmarried elder brother, and in which case he can marry her. Bhima laughs and says that nobody can touch any of his brothers as long as he is alive and he will protect them with his life. Hidimbe thinks of one more option. She says, in case Bhima cannot let go of his brothers, at least Hidimbe is willing, that is, she is willing to carry all of them to a safe place because Hidimbasura may come in search of her anytime and may kill all the Pandavas. Hidimbe also further says that if Bhima does not marry her, she is going to end her life then and there itself. Bhima says he is not at all worried about her brother Hidimbasura. He says, I will not allow you to kill my brothers, nor will I allow your brother Hidimbasura to kill my brothers, nor I will run away from this place, nor will I marry you. Hearing this, Hidimbe was very disappointed. More than disappointment, she was truly worried because any moment her brother may come and kill Bhima. That was her thinking. While these dialogues were going on between Hidimbe and Bhima, as expected, Hidimbasura came in search of his sister and saw his sister had assumed a form of a beautiful human being, that is a woman, and soliciting Bhima. This both astonished and angered him. He flew into a rage and shouted at her sister first as to what she was doing and turning herself into a human being without bringing him food. Hidimbasura took no notice of these humans, including Bhima, because he thought they were too low or too weak for him to talk to them. He said he will just gobble them up whenever he wants. Now his anger was towards his sister because she was soliciting Bhima and she did not listen to his words to bring the food back to him. Again, Hidimbe implores Bhima and requests him to take her help so that they can depart from that forest, escaping Hidimbasuram. Hidimbe says that she can carry Kunti and all the Pandavas to a safer place. Bhima shrugs his shoulders and he challenges Hidimbasura, saying that he should be ashamed to raise his hands against a woman, and that too being his own sister. He further says Hidimbasura should not blame his sister Hidimbe, because Hidimbe was overcome with the natural feeling because of her young age, and there was nothing wrong in expressing her feelings towards himself, that is Bhima. This angers Hidimbasura further. He feels, why is this puny human being interfering? And with all his mighty strength and loud war cries, he races towards Bhima. Bhima, it is said, calmly told him, that is Hidimbasura, not to shout, as this would disturb his sleeping mother and brothers. Bhima drags that demon away from that place, and a great fight or a battle ensues between them. It is said the earth shuddered under their feet. Their bodies, like diamonds, hit each other hard, clanking like metals. They uprooted large trees and used them as weapons against each other. This uproar woke up Pandavas and Kunti. When they woke up, they saw in front of them that this beautiful young girl, Hidimbe. Kunti inquires Hidimbe as to who she is and what she is doing in that forest. Again, Hidimbe says the entire story of she being a demon, her attraction towards Bhima, her brother coming in search of her, and right now the battle between Bhima and Hidimbasura, which is going on a few yards from there. Arjuna, who listens to this, rushes towards where Bhima and Hidimbasura were fighting and offers his help to kill the demon, reminding his brother that demons acquire more power as the night advances. In this context, listeners may kindly recall that in one of my episodes, I had spoken about time and its effects on various elements of nature. To step back briefly, for doing all homas, havanas, pujas, and all dharmic activities, it is said morning times are supposed to be auspicious. Similarly, after 12 to 2:30 in the afternoon, this is the time to propitiate or please Pitrus or Pitrudevatas. To call upon the dark forces of the earth, dark elements of the earth, then late night, say midnight, something around midnight is the ideal time. So when Arjuna said that the demon will become more powerful as the night advances, Bhima took the hint and instantly killed Hidimbasura, thereby giving relief to a large number of animals and tribal people who were living in perpetual fear in that forest. After this killing, Kunti, along with the Pandavas, continued their way out of the forest in search of a village or a town. As they proceeded, they noticed that Hidimbe was also still following them from behind in the fond hope of marrying Bhima. Kunti noticed this now, and Hidimbe came forward and implored Kunti to convince her son Bhima to marry her. She further says, except that she is born out of a demon, she is actually a celestial being. In order to prove that she is a celestial being, she narrates what all happened to Pandavas previously, like their stay in the wax house, how the wax house was burnt, how the Pandavas escaped through the tunnel, and how they entered the Hidimbasura forest. Not only this, Hidimbe further says that the next day they will meet Vedavyasa. When Kunti tried to convince Bhima to marry Hidimbe, he refused, saying the same old story of saying that as per Dharma Shastras, when his elder brother is unmarried, he won't be marrying Hidimbe or anybody else for that matter. However, while they were continuing their journey, next day, as predicted by Hidimbe, they met Vedavyasa. After the casual civil formalities, Kunti told Vedavyasa about Hidimbe's proposal and Bhima's refusal to marry her, quoting the Dharma Shastras. Vedavyasa at this point tells Pandavas, Bhima in particular, about what is known as Apatkala Dharma. He says Dharma teaches and lays down rules for many aspects of life, but these need to be followed in normal situation. In extraordinary circumstances, these rules of Dharma can be violated. He further says, in the instant case of Bhima not marrying Hidimbe, Hidimbe will commit suicide because she has set her heart upon Bhima. By marrying Hidimbe, Bhima will save that woman's life. Vyasa also reveals that whatever Hidimbe has told, that she being a celestial being, is also true. Bhima was then convinced, and it is said that with the blessings of Vyasa, Bhima married Hidimbe. However, Bhima said he will consult with Hidimbe till she gets pregnant. Later in the story, Hidimbe will give birth to a son named Ghatotkacha, who plays a very important role during the Mahabharata war. I will talk about Ghatotkacha in one of my later episodes. Till then, Om Tat Sat.